1, 2. 7 flutter, fly no shedding feathers, better sever or.
What's going on, everyone? I go by the name of KBTHEMARK, co-host of the DMV podcast, and this is your Monday Night Raw review for June 7, 2021. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help the channel grow. I feel like for the past 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I've been saying that Monday Night Raw comes out and hits a new low. But last night was a different type of bad, a different type of low. Really surrounding the whole show. And then we get the ending, which I'll touch on the ending when we get there. There are several places I'm going to take some time out just to make sure that I give you guys my truest of feelings towards each segment. Well, let's go ahead and jump right into it. We have the opening segment and Battle Royal, Tag Team Battle Royal. This segment and this match were god awful. It was god awful. And not even RK Bro could save it. I found myself asking, why should I care? 2 of the members in there didn't even have tag team partners due to the partners being injured. And then when you think that Monday Night Raw is going to hit you with something different. Oh, okay, we got a match to start. That's really good. AJ Styles and Omos come back to give you that 10-minute promo that Monday Night Raw just feels like they have to give you every week. Johnny Drip Drip and one of my all-time favorites, The Miz, couldn't save this. Even when The Miz was rolling down the ramp. It's funny, but it's not enough to change it from a god-awful to a bad. Johnny Drip Drip's dripstick was not the needle pusher to make this bad. AJ Styles and Omos and RK Bro could not move the needle. Because when I think I'm getting something different, you have to go back to what hasn't been working, which is superstars coming out and cutting promos for 10 to 15 minutes for what fucking reason? Tell me why I should care about anybody in the ring outside of RK Bro. Because I'm not going to lie to you, when I was watching the match, I knew it could only go one of 2 directions. You either give it to RK Bro and you hotshot that, or you give it to the Viking Raiders. And why do I care? The Viking Raiders haven't been on TV in about a month. They haven't had a match in a month. They were just on TV, I want to say, a week or 2 ago. And No, he was. It was an earlier segment before the Damian Priest one. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. Next up, we have Elias cutting a promo about how Jackson Riker is unhinged. And this was god awful. This was god awful. I said last week when they did this, I said, I don't know if this was to turn Jackson Riker babyface. But if it is, I don't want to see that either. And this is exactly what they did. I don't want to see Jackson Riker as a babyface. Being honest, I don't want to see Jackson Riker in the company. You got rid of the other 2 of the Forgotten Sons, and you decided to keep who I think is the worst one of them all. This was god awful. And then it led to a match that I really didn't care to see. And then on top of that, Elias just leaves. Elias just walks away. I remember the last time they had somebody just walk away. I think it was Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Goes to show you how well they think of their baby faces. I'm sorry. Scratch that. Scratch all of that. Because I forgot Elias isn't a baby face. He's a heel. Now you make him look like a coward heel. Next up, we have the contract signing. The contract signing was bad. I was talking to my friend before Monday Night Raw came on, and I said I would be more surprised if they didn't fight. I just knew there was going to be some type of altercation. But no. WWE decides to say, hey, Drew, we want you to cut a table in half. Now, I'm thinking, God, that could have went wrong, and we would have seen something on live TV that we didn't need to see, want to see. And I'm like, it was all types of bad. I just seen Drew McIntyre grip slipping on the sword, or when he cuts the table in half, the sword breaks and the piece flies just somewhere random. That's just me. Very bad thing to do, in my opinion. I feel like people's safety, to me, were overruled trying to do something like that. That could be just me, though. That could be just me. But yeah, this was bad. Wasn't god awful. I just expected some type of altercation and was surprised when they did. Next up, we had Ricochet versus Humberto Carrillo. Winner gets a United States title opportunity. This match was good. Good with a shitty ending. Sheamus coming out to be on commentary, just talking about how his nose was broken and how they were getting a shot. I like that. We can't reward dangerous workers. We can't reward that. The finish to me was stupid. A Spanish fly, and I really don't know who took the most of it. I guess it was Humberto, because Ricochet initiated the move. But for them to just have a double count out, they both look like fucking goofy goobers. Like, they look fucking goofy. And then Sheamus walking away laughing. I'm just like, yeah, Sheamus looks like the smart guy here. Fucking broken nose, and these two idiots can't even get the shit right to get a winner. And it's funny because I said they can put on a great match, and WWE allows them to put on a decent match, but then gives them a shitty ending. And I'm like, if you guys wanted to just make it a triple threat match, why not have Sheamus interfere, or just fucking make the fucking match? Mansoor versus Drew Gulak, Mansoor winning. These two things were bad. I don't know if Drew Gulak's wrestling heel. I'm not particularly a fan of that. I like him as a face. I believe his skill set and how technically sound he is, to me, puts him right there in that babyface spot with the likes of Daniel Bryan. So, and if I was booking this particular thing, it would make more sense for Mansoor to lose by one of the same things that Mustafa Ali said to him backstage. That way, Mansoor's like, I see that I should have listened. I don't know where they go with this. I'm not really feeling it. Like I said, this would have been off to a decent start the first couple of times they went with it, but this here would have been a time for Mansoor to lose. So your heel, Mustafa Ali, looks like he's making a great point. That's just how I would have looked at it. Next up, we had Jeff Hardy versus Cedric Alexander. This match was bad. I thought we were pushing primetime Alexander, but I see we have him losing to Jeff Hardy. This would have been the perfect time to get Cedric Alexander hot. And you have the recipe. Let him run through, because you've already established the story with Shelton. So why not have it to where that's how he beats his opponent, and he goes through kind of the older regime that was here back in the 2000s to 2010s. You know, the likes of Shelton Benjamin, the likes of Jeff Hardy, those guys who've been around since then. And that's how he beats them. Thumb to the eye, neutralizer, and that's how we go home. But instead you have him lose to Jeff Hardy. I don't understand the booking right there. I just don't understand the booking in that situation. This would have been a great time to give Cedric Alexander that win and really put him on as the next up-and-coming mid-card heel. But instead you give it to Jeff Hardy, who I've barely seen on Monday Night Raw, I might add. Nikki Cross and Asuka versus Charlotte Flair and the Raw Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. And this was god-awful. This was god-awful. To me, the only interesting thing was just how they were doing their tags. Charlotte with the Flair chop, Rhea patting Charlotte on the head. That was like the best part of it. And we knew they weren't going to be able to coexist because WWE was like, we need to put that extra emphasis so we really can get this match into Hell in a Cell. Charlotte Flair hits natural selection and then just looks back while her partner is getting pinned and then walks out. Didn't like beat her up after the match to prove a point. She just hit natural selection on Rhea. And Nikki Cross comes in for the pins and she looks back and doesn't even care. I've been saying this for weeks and I will continue to say this. Why in the natural fuck is your champion losing on television? Why is she taking a pin? Why couldn't Charlotte take this pin? This makes sense if Charlotte takes the pin. Rhea turns on Charlotte because the babyface would want to prove that she doesn't need to do the same tactics as Charlotte, but I guess it does make sense to have Charlotte attack Rhea. To be honest, I can't tell you who's the face and who's the heel, outside of the fact that we know Charlotte is a natural heel. I guess that makes Rhea the face, or is Rhea just like, I just hate you? Like, what is this rivalry even about? Obviously, it's over the Raw Women's Championship, but the booking in this shit makes no fucking sense. You had both of them lose in a beat the clock challenge. Charlotte Flair, mind you, said she could beat Nikki Cross in 1 minute, counted 1 minute. Yet her beat the clock match was 2 minutes. You still had them lose. This type of shit makes no fucking sense. Why does your champion have to eat the pin? Or better yet, why don't they just get the fucking win? Why not have your champion and challenger looking strong before Hell in a Cell? I almost feel like that Rhea Ripley is going to drop the belt to Charlotte after seeing this shit. I want Rhea Ripley to drop this belt to Charlotte and then send Rhea back to NXT where Triple H can get her together again. They need to fix this shit. But this shit is so beyond fixing that I honestly don't give a fuck. This shit was god awful. Get it the fuck off my television. God, I had to watch these two at Hell in a Cell. It is going to be probably the most boring match. It'll probably be the third worst match on the card. Because why should I have any fucking investment when I have my champion who is supposed to be running the division? Somebody in the comments, please answer me that question. Why should I care about Charlotte Flair? The way that it's looking, Nikki Cross needs to be added to make it a triple threat in a Hell in a Cell. Because that's who looks the strongest through all of this. Nikki Cross survived Charlotte, she survived Rhea, and got the pin over Rhea. You might as well take Nikki Cross, throw her in, and hell, Asuka technically was on the winning team, throw her in there as well. You get a fatal 4-way Hell in a Cell match for the Raw Women's Championship. I feel like I just booked themselves out of their fucking mistake. Because the Raw Women's Champion is losing on television. And Nikki Cross is the only person who seems to look good after all of this. She was already running around outside the ring in the 2-minute beat the clock challenges like she won a fucking title. I can only imagine what she's gonna do when she wins that shit. Or if she wins that shit. She'll probably do a backflip off the top rope to the outside of the ring. Get this shit off my fucking television. Riddle versus Kofi Kingston. This match was good. This match was good. I love the finish. Let me start there. I love the finish. I love Kofi Kingston getting this win. I want RK Bro to really focus on the New Day. I don't want them anywhere near the tag titles yet. I feel like that's the big payoff for fans at SummerSlam. So I really want them to focus on the New Day until we can get in that SummerSlam picture. Once we're there, put them in that title picture. Matt Riddle trying to win using Randy Orton's moves, fantastic. Excellent callbacks. They are really taking their time with this, and I love it. I love it. WWE to me has always felt like they will shoot to the moon instead of just letting it simmer. Let it simmer. Build it up organically. Don't draw focus to it. Matt Riddle is so hilarious, he's going to make the segment funny. Randy Orton there telling him to lock his mouth with the invisible key. That shit's hilarious. Just let it grow. It's the best thing on Monday Night Raw by a landslide. Just let it grow organically. And I guarantee you, that'll be one thing that fans will clamor to when you get fans back. And the best thing about it is when you're ready, WWE can pull the switch and have Randy turn on them. Because ultimately, that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for them to be at the top of the mountain. And Randy Orton realizing that Matt Riddle is getting more success than he is. And Randy will feel like, I'm the veteran, I'm the one that's carrying the team. And then they lose the tag titles. Boom. Right there. Randy Orton snaps. He RKO's Matt Riddle. You'll do it in front of live fans. The fans will be booing. And we will have successfully reignited Randy Orton it made him one of the if not the top heel on Monday Night Raw. Then after that, if you want to push him into that title picture again, because I do believe that Randy Orton's final storyline is going to be him and John Cena chasing number 17, which I'm going to tell you guys now, I already have a fantasy booked. The story that's out there is that Randy Orton and John Cena will both make a run for that final 17 championship reign. And I want Money in the Bank to be held by none other than the Friday night Messiah, Seth Rollins. And we rerun his WrestleMania cash-in with Randy Orton and John Cena competing for that 17th championship reign. Seth Rollins comes in, cashes in, and he steals it from them both. And that's how we write that chapter of Cena and Randy Orton into the sunset. Seth Rollins, because they'll be a little bit older. They'll be a little bit older. Seth Rollins wins. 2, if you lose, you're done. You retirement matches against John Cena and Randy Orton. That's how we want that to go. But to get back to what I was saying, we have the perfect storyline with Matt Riddle and Randy Orton after they've reached the top and they've lost the tag team gold, with Orton turning on Riddle. I would do that. I would have Orton turn on Riddle. It's the only possible thing that makes sense. The main event go home angle. This was bad. No, I'm sorry. Scratch that. This was god awful. God fucking awful. From Shayna Baszler stepping on Lily, to her running with the fire, to her running through the arena, stuff falling from the sky, to her locking herself in a room, to her seeing Lily in the mirror but turning around and not seeing her, turning back and seeing her in the mirror again, and then just going off the air with no fucking explanation. This was one of the worst Monday Night Raw endings I have ever seen. And this isn't just me, everybody feels this way. They can't believe the bullshit that they hit us with in the last 10 minutes. Here I am thinking, we're going to come out here and have a nice little discussion. Nope, we're going to have Shayna Baszler running through like a D-rated scary movie. This shit makes no fucking sense, and this shit is fucking idiotic. I tune into wrestling to see wrestling, not somebody running through being chased by a doll. And some of these WWE fanboys are like, they're just doing this until they get live fans. No, they're gonna do this shit in front of live fans, and this shit is gonna get booed out the fucking arena. I can't believe I thought the last 2 weeks were bad. They took it to a whole nother level. I can't even articulate my words. That's how. The ending. Why is she running from a fucking doll? Why is she running from a fucking doll? WWE. I saw it every time. I saw it every Monday, 7:59. Because I know I have to turn on this godforsaken product and look at the bullshit they're going to force feed me this week. Nothing on this outside of Arcade Bro and The New Day. and MVP and the almighty WWE champion Bobby Lashley. Those are the only things that I look forward to. That's not what I want in my wrestling product. 3-hour show, and I'm looking forward to 5 people. I'm sorry, 4. 5. I'll throw in Postman Pierce. It's my guy. Love Postman Pierce. But yeah, why the fuck do I care? Well, that's it, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. It'll really help the channel grow. Let us know also what you thought of Monday Night Raw as well. Like I said, I go by the name of KBTHEMARK, co-host of the DMB podcast, and we will see you soon.